You are now tuned into Two Drunk Sistas podcast, unscripted and uncensored. Grab yourselves a drink and enjoy.
Hey guys.
Hey. Welcome to
Two Drunk Sistas podcast.
I'm D.
And I'm W.
Thanks for tuning in to our now.
God,
Thanks for tuning in to our latest episode. Hey, you want to tell them what we drinking on?
Okay, we are drinking on some mimosas.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what
it's
does that say? That say that we start drinking
early. You know, it's I'm not gonna tell you what time it is because I don't want you to be counting.
And I don't want y'all to be judging. You know, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Yep.
So today we are going to talk about the Insidious franchise. So we're going to just talk about part 1 and part 2.
Right.
Because part 3 and part 4 is two different stories.
Mm-hmm.
But part 1 and part 2 they commingle with each other. You know, I'm not going to say that because part 4 goes back to part 1. The beginning of part 1.
Yeah, so everything kind of makes its way around.
Yeah, everything ties in together.
But we're just gonna, because it's dense, but it's not dense. We're just gonna, we're gonna do 1 and 2 because they focus on the same family.
Right.
So that's why we're cutting it 1 and 2,
1
and then we'll just do 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe we should just do 3 and then 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. So this is like,
but this is gonna be the franchise.
This is a franchise,
2, and you're gonna see 3, 4,
and 4. Yes.
And that's it.
And then that's it until the next Insidious,
Right.
whatever year that's gonna come out. Because COVID is like,
thank you, Rona.
COVID, like, no movies is coming out this year.
Yeah, this Halloween's gonna be
2020.
It's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween's gonna suck.
You know what? My outfit's gonna be COVID-19.
Which is what? An amoeba?
I'm gonna have green snot on my,
No, you should dress all in white and then put the word cough.
COVID, okay? They're gonna be like, what? So what's your outfit? What's your
I'm gonna come
costume?
as the vaccine.
Yeah. I'm the virus.
I'm gonna be the syringe.
Yes. There we go. If y'all don't know, D and I, we always try to dress up every year. Mm-hmm. If you follow us on IG, there is a photo of us. We talked about Beetlejuice, and so
so we dressed up as
Beetlejuice and Lydia. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So, but this year, I don't know.
Girl, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. I think this Halloween is canceled.
This Halloween is, you know what? Everything is canceled. The whole year is canceled.
Yeah.
Canceled. And I'm going to take another gulp. Not a sip, but a gulp of this mimosa.
And while W's taking a gulp, I'm going to tell you what the synonym is for Insidious. Okay. So, the parents of... Listen, I just want to tell our listeners that I am blind. Okay? So I have to scoot my laptop close
I can't even see that.
Read.
Oh my gosh.
So the synopsis is parents take drastic measures when it seems their new home is haunted and their comatose son is possessed by a malevolent entity. Okay? So if you don't know anything about the Insidious franchise, Lynn Shay is in it. She always plays these sci-fi ghosts films. Lee Wannell, is that his name? Lee Wannell?
I think it's Lee Wannell. Yeah.
So I think he's the writer.
Yeah, I believe he's one of the writers.
One of the writers for Insidious, and he did something else. You said
Saw. Yeah.
This is a sick mother sucker. We have Patrick Wilson, Rose
Byrne, I believe.
Yeah, Rose Byrne and Angus Sampson.
Oh,
the legs burn.
Yeah. Woo, Lord, I need glasses. Oh,
you too. So that's what the Insidious is about. So part 1. All right. So let me tell you when Insidious came out and I saw the trailer, I was like, this shit don't look scary, dog.
Because they always disappoint us.
Right. And when I looked at it, I was like, it's not not gonna be scary. So my husband doesn't like scary movies at all. But when I saw it, I was like, babe, you need to come to the movies with me and see this. And he was like, he saw the trailer, he was like, definitely not. Because it's scary, and you know I don't like scary movies. I was like, babe.
Shout out to the husband.
Okay. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So I was like, nah, nigga, it's not that scary. I'm telling you, it's not scary. And he's like, love, I'm pretty sure it is. Just jump scares in the trailer. I said, look, babe, they always do the trailer this way.
Right.
When you look at the movie, it's really not. It's really bad.
And you know what? People have learned to not take my advice on whether or not if a scary movie isn't scary. They'll be like, we don't want to listen to you because, right, your definition of horror is not my definition, or it's not our definition. So,
it's different.
Yeah, they don't even ask me. They'll just be like,
no,
because I'll say, oh no, that shit is hilarious. It's funny.
Right. So that means it's scary to them.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, so he was like, all right, babe, I'll do it for you. So we went to the movies, and I was telling W, like, yo, we're going to check out Insidious. I'll let you know. So, when we go see movies, we always let each other know, like, yo, how was it? Should I waste my money and go see it, or should I just wait till it come out, or don't see it at all? So I texted, I was like, yo, we about to see Insidious. I'm going to let you know how it is. So we went to Insidious. The beginning alone is terrifying. Okay, the intro is already like, oh snap! And
yes.
So I saw my husband flinch. I was like,
oh great,
I think it is scary.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, I would have loved to be there to witness that, because I don't think I've ever seen your husband flinch. I mean, yeah, I don't think you know what? It's funny when men flinch. And if my man is listening, if he's going to listen to this episode, he's going to know that I'm talking about him. When he flinched, when we were watching something, I laughed internally, of course, because, I was like, oh my God, are you flinching?
That's crazy. But, I mean, after the film, my husband turned to me and said, never ever again will I go to the movies with you to see a scary movie. Just count me out. Don't even ask me. I'm not going. So that is my memory with Insidious. But other than that, man, the film was amazing. I called W, like, I said, girl, you gotta go see it.
Yes,
you gotta go see it.
I was excited because I was like, finally a scary movie.
Yeah,
that makes me
kind of
scared.
Yeah,
because
it's got some nice jump scares.
Yeah, it's been some years, prior to Insidious coming out, where I've been like, So yes.
So okay, so in the movie, can you remember the beginning? The beginning just shows them all in their home and stuff. Yeah, like that.
Just kind of doing their thing.
Oh no, it starts off with them. Doesn't it start off with them talking to the mother or the grandma?
No, so it starts off, and forgive us guys, because it's been a minute.
Yeah,
it starts off with just I guess regular. The family moves into this new house. The wife, she's unpacking, and the husband is a school teacher, and so they do their daily thing, and I believe one of their kids, his name is Dalton. Mm-hmm. Dalton just seems to have fallen ill, but nothing really transpired prior to that. I think that's what kind of started the whole ball rolling.
Oh,
Dalton didn't wake up.
I don't know why I thought it started with Lorraine. No, I keep calling her Lorraine.
You're talking about Josh's mom?
Yes.
Okay, so Josh's mom doesn't come into the mix until things start to get a little wonky.
I got you.
Yeah, and that's when we go back.
Right.
And
I got you.
Yeah.
I understand.
So... so it's just pretty much, family, they move into a new house, and that's when shit just start to get real.
Right.
Okay. Dalton just doesn't wake up when he's supposed to. I believe the mom was like cooking breakfast and he was supposed to come down from school. She goes up to, because she's been calling for him to come down.
Right.
He doesn't, so she goes up to wake him up and he just doesn't wake up. So they take him to the hospital, and no one, doctors can't find out what's going on.
Right.
They eventually bring him home, set up a bed. A nurse comes by, checks, on his vitals every day. And then that's when shit just started to get crazy.
Right. So when would be the time when they call? I keep forgetting her name.
Her name in the movie is Elise.
Elise,
which is Lynn Shane.
Yeah, Lynn Shay. Lynn Shay.
Yeah, Lynn Shay.
Yeah.
So they call her after the wife brings in a priest, because the wife is like, something is in this house. Weird shit is happening. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So,
that's right, yeah.
So she comes in. Oh, I believe her and she tells the mom, like, what's been going on. Or they sit at, like, the dining room table.
Right.
And then they start to have a conversation. And I believe after... So the mom tells them, like, I dreamt I was in your house. And guys, we're jumping, okay? So the mom tells them, like, I had a dream that I was in your house. And I saw this thing and in Dalton's room. And
that's right. It was a Darth Maul character.
It was a Darth... Oh, my God. So she's explaining to Josh, which is her son, and Renee. She's explaining to them her dream that she had. And so she's saying, I asked this thing that's in the corner of Dalton's room, what do you want? And the entity points to Dalton. And so when she's like talking and, kind of just telling the dream, she looks up at her son, and the fucking what is it? Darth Maul? Darth Maul looking fucker just appears. And I think behind Josh.
That shit it
scared the fuck out of me.
That shit scared me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That part
shit scared me.
Yes.
I was like, oh, bitch.
Right. And so
that's the scary part.
At this point, they bring I can't remember if Elise was brought in the new home or the old home. I felt like, I feel like she might have come in the new house, because remember they moved.
Right.
They moved.
Right.
So because
yeah, she did come to the house because they called her.
Yeah, because after that,
the priest couldn't help.
Right. The husband told the priest, okay, well, thank you, whatever, we're done. Because he didn't want to...
Oh, because the mother is who called Elise.
Yeah, because the mother who called Elise, because the mom, they kind of put everything, they put two and two together.
Right.
They realized that when Josh was younger...
Don't you realize you're a champion?
You stupid.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
he went into the further, and they realized that Dalton is following in the dad's footsteps with astral projection. And if you know what astral projection is, it's when you are able to leave your body and travel to another realm.
Right.
To another...
Which is the spirit world.
The spirit world. To another place.
Right.
So, at first, Josh don't want to hear nothing of it. So, of course...
Right, because they blocked it.
Yeah. So
and he had a bad memory about it.
Right. I think because you see his face when... what's her name? Oh my God, I just said it. You see
Renee?
Not Renee.
The mother?
Elise. You see his face when Elise starts to explain. Elise goes around the house and says all this stuff, and Josh is just like, he's annoyed.
Right.
So they leave because she's like, look, in order for me to help you, you got to be receptive.
Yeah.
You need to let me.
It's always
the skeptic.
Right. It's always the ones who have experienced something, but then they call you crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's all that denial. So, of course, the mom cries. She's like, I just want my son to wake up. Like, can you just let her do what she gotta do? Yeah. Damn.
He was making it difficult.
He was making it. I wanted
that was annoying.
It really was. Because it's like, look, put away whatever the fuck your problem is and try to save your son. He's not waking up. Nothing's
working.
It's working.
Right.
So, yes, girl. So, they finally called Elise back after he finally agreed.
Shit.
He finally agreed. God dang it. So she comes back and she starts the whole process of
going into the further.
Yes.
And to see where is Dalton.
Now check this out, y'all. She tells Josh, who is Dalton's dad, the only person that's able to get Dalton out this shit is you.
Is you, right.
Because you can astral project. The only reason why you don't remember is because I blocked all that.
Right.
Because there was something, I don't know if yes, they did tell him that there was something that every time he took a photo,
it was an entity, that was trying to get to him.
Yeah. So,
and every time he would go to sleep,
yes,
he would go to the place because he wasn't able to control it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just happening. So
exactly.
That's why, and that's why they suppressed it, because they went through a lot of shit with him when he was small.
Because he didn't know what to do with it. You know,
We'll go into that in the next part, because that goes into part two.
So yeah,
so she at least goes into the further.
At least sends him. Okay, so at least
goes to the further first to see where he's at.
Right.
And then when she realized that she's a champion. No, and then when she realized that where Dalton was and who was holding dominion, which was the Darth Maul creature,
the goat looking thing,
the demon creature.
Right.
That's when she came back out. And then it was something else that was haunting Elise too. It was the old woman.
The woman in a wedding dress.
The woman in a black wedding dress was haunting her too.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss that in part 2.
Yes.
But so when she realized where Dalton was and what was going on and stuff like that, that's when she came out and was like, listen,
I can't go, motherfucker, you gotta go.
You gotta go. And he was like, okay, fine. We gotta go get, we gotta go and get.
He seemed a little shocked.
That's right, because he didn't remember.
Oh, right. He didn't remember that he could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sends him.
That shit.
What? Really quick.
They
unblocked that chakra.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They unblocked that eye.
Yeah.
So once they unblocked it, they sent him into the further.
Yeah, he was able to. Of course, he had some issues because that world is a world filled with spirits who the only thing they want to do is.
We're all the dead.
We're all the dead kids. Okay. The only thing that they want to do is live again. So, of course, he has some obstacles to overcome because he's trying to find Dalton. Mm-hmm. And this red-looking Darth Maul. What?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Oh, Lord. Where's the Darth Maul from? Star Trek? Oh, Star Wars. Sorry, Star Wars. Star Wars.
I just want to apologize.
Star Wars.
She is not. And I repeat, not.
I am a Star Wars. You know what? I'm a pretend Star Wars fan.
So
pretend.
Please disregard what she said.
My bad. Not Star Trek. It's a Star. Goddammit.
Wait.
Okay. I took that back.
Okay.
I'm a pretend Star Wars fan, y'all. Okay, but I know Darth Maul is from Star Wars, goddammit. So look, if y'all pull up a picture of Darth Maul, that is the guy from Insidious.
It is the creature. It's the demon from Insidious.
It looks just, you know what? What's his name that did Insidious?
Who? The director?
Yeah.
James Wan.
Listen, James, you must be a Star Wars fanatic. Because it fucking look like the damn thing. Like, for real. It got more black. It got more black than the creature in Insidious. But
it looked just
it's
like
the same creature.
I actually think it's the same creature.
What are you doing, James? What are you doing? Anyway.
It's the same creature.
Anyway, so Josh goes and finds Dalton. Of course, this Darth Maul looking creature is playing the organ.
Right.
Weird.
But he was playing the organ,
and
but it
sharpening.
Had like blood. It was like blood shooting out or something.
And he was sharpening his fucking
talons. Because he was about to fuck up.
Listen.
Dalton, boy. He had Dalton chained up.
He had Dalton chained up.
He was about to fuck his ass up.
And okay, so y'all know the hooves. There's always a demon associated with hooves.
Yes.
So, he was a Billy Goat. He was a Darth Maul Billy Goat.
Hello, you idiot.
I just Darth Maul Billy Goat. Okay, anyway, so he
finally gets Dalton.
Yes.
and brings him back. But trying to come back, he was facing with all these spirits because I guess the spirit found out that their bodies are not inhabited by
they up for auction.
Right.
First dibs
around that body, they can jump in and be alive again.
Yep.
So they're trying to rush and try to get back, and finally they finally got back.
They finally got back, y'all. And of course, Elise is like, okay, my job is done.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just pack it on up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the mom and the grandma are with Dalton, because Dalton's hungry as hell,
Right? Because Dalton woke up from his coma.
Mm-hmm. It's Josh and Elise.
Right.
So Josh hands Elise like a camera or some equipment, and Elise realizes that his fingernails
was dirty. Yeah.
And so she takes the camera and she takes a picture
Right.
of it, and she gives a look.
No, and then Josh was like, "Why did you do that?"
Oh yeah, Josh went
that
nuts.
was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. Why did you do that?
He was like, "You bitch." Yeah, like he was strangling her.
Right,
I mean,
she saw did she get to see the?
She saw who it was. Yeah. Listen. And so, the mom runs back to the living room and
to see what happened.
She sees Elise dead, and so she turns around.
And she takes she saw the picture.
She saw the picture, and right when she the husband touched her shoulder and was like, "What's wrong?" And she turns around and she does the
right,
and then that whole
gasp for air. Yeah,
that I did it for you. And the movie ends.
That was the end of Insidious Part 1.
Yes.
So in the movie, I was like, "Oh, god dang it, we gotta wait another year."
Was it more than 2 years? Okay, so the first one comes out. It came out in 2010, y'all.
Yeah.
2010. And
the second one really didn't come out till, let's see, baby.
3 years. We waited 3 years.
We waited 3 years.
Listen, James. James. You can't do this. You can't. 3 years. That's too long. That's too long. I cannot believe that. I can't believe we waited 3 years. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's Insidious, y'all.
That was Insidious Part 1. So Insidious Part 2 starts off with Josh's childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it starts off with Josh's childhood, and young Elise was there, and a friend of hers, Carl, was there. So Carl was there first, and since Carl was scared of this entity that was haunting Josh, he had to call on Elise for help. And while Elise was doing that, Elise came and was trying to find out, okay, Josh, what is going on? What do you see and stuff like that?
Yes. And so that's the first time that Lorraine and Elise meet each other. Mm-hmm. They become friends. And so she's
Lorraine's the mom, right? Josh's mom.
Yeah, Lorraine is Josh's mom.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Lorraine. Sorry. It is me and you, Lorraine. It was meant to be. Sorry.
That's a Back to the Future reference okay. For those who don't know. But anyway.
MK.
Okay. So Elise starts to ask Josh these questions because she's trying to figure out what is it.
She's doing consultation.
Yes.
She's doing consultation.
She's doing a consultation because she's like, I need to know what I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. So she puts Josh under, like hypnosis. So Josh is in the further, clearly.
Right, because as soon as you put his ass to sleep.
That's it. That way he go.
He gone. He gone.
Into the further you go.
Right.
Okay, and the further is where
are the dead people at?
Where are all the dead people?
With the dead spirits.
Yes.
They are waiting to inhabit anything that's alive.
Right. And so the movie just it continues with, okay, Josh. Elise says, okay, Josh, I'm going to ask you some questions. Mm-hmm. You let me know if I'm getting closer. Just say hot or cold. Mm-hmm. And so they do that for a couple of minutes. Mm-hmm. Elise realizes that, okay, there is something
in the house
amiss, right? And so
so while Elise comes down and explains to Josh's mom, they notice Josh in his hypnosis state gets up and say, I'll show you, and then walks over to a spot. He points and the door open.
Right.
So they grab him thinking like, oh, bitch, a fucking entity is trying to come and get him. So they grab him and then does it end right there? And then it went to Josh, the adult Josh's life?
Yeah, so that part ends and it shows you Renee is in the police precinct because y'all know from part 1
that
Elise is dead.
Right.
Because Josh strangled her.
Right.
He's not Josh,
it's
obviously.
an entity.
It's an entity that was haunting Josh when he was younger.
Correct.
So I guess that entity was like, this is my chance to come. I was trying to get your ass before, but I couldn't get you. But now I got you. Now I got your ass. Right. So
choke the bitch out.
Right. And so the police is asking her questions, like repeating everything that Renee said. And I know the shit sounded fucking crazy as hell. Because when he repeated it, I'm like, well, shit, if you put it like that, goddamn
it does sound crazy.
It sounds crazy.
He was like, so you mean to tell me that a spirit killed Elise, choked Elise, and she's looking like, nigga, you heard what I said.
Right.
I said what I said.
I said what I said. God.
So, you know, he was like, we're going to continue some investigation. Like, you do that.
Yeah.
You do that.
I know what I saw.
Right.
So by this time, they are not in the house. They moved in with Josh's mom.
Right.
So they're all in the house with Josh's mom. Mm-hmm. Josh's behavior is weird because y'all know that it ain't Josh.
It ain't Josh, right. So who the fuck it is?
We are seeing stuff that's happening in the house. The mom, of course, is like, okay,
you see this floor,
Josh, shit is happening, nigga. Like the fucking keys on the piano is being pressed and nobody's there.
Right.
I'm
seeing a lady all in
white, just roaming around, like the house is hers. like she like, it's tea time, bitches. Come and have a seat and have some goddamn tea. Like, bitch, whose man's is this? Who man's is this? She's walking around like she owned the joint.
No, she wasn't walking around. She was
floating.
She
was floating.
She's like, I own this bitch.
Right.
Lord have mercy. So now Renee is like fucking going crazy. She's like, bitch, didn't I leave this shit? Didn't we kill?
Right. And so Josh,
now she like clicking like, oh, bitch. Whatever Elise said happened, it's still happening.
It's still happening. And she go to Josh like, nigga,
I need your help.
Nigga, something is wrong. And he's like, you need to ignore that shit.
Right, okay. I'm with my family.
Ignore it. And she's looking at him. You could see like the disappointment, like
despair. Because what
are you saying?
You crazy bitch. That's what she's saying. That's what he's saying.
He told her to ignore it.
Oh Lord.
Oh, of course, so the back and forth continues,
and then finally, because this other entity in the house was playing with the baby because they had a little baby, and every time she would hear the baby cry, she would run up and try to see what was going on. The baby was missing. Girl, when I said that entity backhanded her ass.
Yo, the slap knocked her into nightfall. I think she got slapped.
Yeah, it was an afternoon time. It went to the evening.
It was in the evening. She took a good nap. Like, I'm talking about a 1-2 booyaka. It was not no light.
What did the entity say? What she said?
She said, don't you dare!
And smacked the shit out of her. I said, oh, bitch. Oh, hell no.
I ain't gonna lie.
That was the scary part.
I like that ghost.
That was the scary part.
She fucking... Woo! She slapped the shit out of her.
Hell yeah.
So Josh, we know it's not Josh.
Right.
Josh is telling this other entity, back away, bruh. Like, go away. Like,
go away.
Like, leave us be. Right. Okay, so at this point, we don't know what the relationship between this entity and the fake ass Josh. We don't know just yet.
What's going on?
But the mom, of course, saw something, and the two guys that were helping Elise from part 1 went back to her house. Right, the two goofballs went back to her house and kind of were doing their own thing and realized that something was up.
Right.
So they went into Elise's reading room, and they
saw the VHS
right
when Elise went to see Josh when he was small.
When he was 8 years old. Yeah.
So they put it in, and when they were watching it, they saw the same thing when Josh gets up and say, "I'll show you," and he walks up.
I'll show you.
I'll show you.
Okay.
And so while they were watching it, they noticed that when they messed with the brightness or the contrast, they saw the adult Josh behind him. So they was like, what the fuck is going on?
What's happening?
Right. So of course, they can't ask Elise what's going on. So they asked Elise's friend who was there. His name is Carl.
Yes.
So they went to go to him and ask him like, hey, you were there. So what happened? Tell us what happened. And so he told them what happened, and they were like, look, we have to get in touch with Elise to find out, like, what can we do about this entity that's haunting that's inhabiting Josh,
right,
and whatever that's in the house.
Let me drop these bones. Well, right. they were bones, but they were dices.
So, different mediums have different ways
divinations,
different ways of communicating with
right.
the spirit world.
Right.
So Carl's way was his dice. So while Carl came by to Elise's reading room, he was shaking it up and saying, Elise, are you there? And he was just, throwing it on the table.
The Monopoly dices? Yeah. But these had letters.
Right. Letters and different symbols. And so every time he would like roll the dice or like drop the dices, it would have like a response like, Elise, are you there? Is that you? And we all knowing in the, going further into the movie, we knew that wasn't Elise that he was talking to. He was talking to the entity that was inhabiting the house.
Yes.
So because he was answering all these questions, the entity made them like almost like sort of like put him in a trap or whatever.
Right.
Like set up a trap for them.
Yeah.
So so they could find out who it was. So they end up finding out who the other second entity was, and the second entity what they already knew what entity was haunting Josh.
So they didn't know at that moment
when they went to the hospital. That's when they knew.
Yeah, they kind of put two and two together.
Right. So they went with the hospital, and it was a guy named his name is Parker, who was a serial killer.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yes.
And so
who would dress in a black wedding dress.
Right.
Yes.
To kill.
Yes.
And so the mother, Josh's mom, used to work at the hospital. Right? So when Josh's mom was at the hospital, you know they be bringing son and daughter to work there or whatever, and they tell your ass, don't touch nothing.
They mean that shit. Damn.
Josh was, so she goes in the room to check on the patient. This nigga was touching everything. So the patient ended up grabbing him because he didn't have that patient didn't have any child. He didn't have a childhood. His childhood
was taken away by his crazy ass mama. But anyway,
so that's and then that who the second entity was.
His crazy ass mama.
Yes.
Y'all hear that? His crazy ass mama.
So now when they find out who the other entity was, so it was his mom. So that's who Josh, the fake Josh, was talking to. He was talking to his
mommy.
Because his mom will always tell him what to do. His mom was the reason why he was doing all those killings.
Yes, he was killing. His mom was making him kill.
Right.
And she was making him.
She was driving him crazy.
She was driving him crazy, even in death.
Right. She was driving him crazy.
Yes.
So fast forward, they found out who was inhabiting. So now the mother, Lorraine, went to get Renee to say, hey, don't go back in the house now because that
ain't Josh.
So don't you go back in that house,
girl. Don't go back in the house, girl. Girl, that ain't not your husband.
So, so they had a plan to try to, they tried to sedate.
That shit ain't work. That nigga got hit with a bat. That nigga got tased. Yo.
Ain't none of that shit worked.
Oh,
so all three of them got beaten up. By the fake
ass Josh.
Yeah. So.
Yes. OMG. Mm. So finally, of course, okay. So it's a lot of hustling. There's a lot of kick ass people fighting, running away. So the mom takes the kids, come home. The babysitter drops the kids off. Mm-hmm. During this whole fucking shit show, and luckily the kids came home in time because fake ass Josh was strangling Renee.
Right.
So they run Dalton hits his dad over the head with a bat. Mm-hmm. So they run downstairs and try to hide. And so Dalton tells the mom, look, I can save dad because I done been to the further.
Right. I know where to go.
And then I know where to go. And this time, mama, I'm going to come back, mama.
Right.
Even though she probably told his ass, don't go into the further no more. But his ass still kept going.
Still went, yep.
So he clearly mastered astral projection.
Right.
So he was able to quickly fall asleep. I don't know how, but he was. Well, maybe his third eye was really, really, really open.
I don't know.
Well, he really, I don't know.
I don't know, but he just.
You know, kids have a way of.
He was narcoleptic. His ass just fell asleep. Boom. Mom, I'll be back. Boom.
Yeah. Okay. So in the further now, at least y'all know she dead, right. But she comes back.
Yeah.
She pretty much. Yeah. She pretty much tells Josh what to do. Mm-hmm. Carl, who also got knocked out, that he don't belong there.
Right. But she
tells Parker. Parker is the entity that's inhabiting Josh.
Right.
She tells little boy Parker. Mm-hmm. Because it's, everything stems from the childhood. Mm-hmm. He clearly wants to get the fuck away from his crazy ass mom. He just wants to be free.
Right.
So she asks little Parker, help me destroy your mama. Help me help you move on.
Right.
Okay. I know she your mama, but she is causing
she crazy
pain. So help me help you. So anyway, Parker helps them. They end up destroying the memory of the mother,
right,
which gives them a stronghold on the situation.
Right.
Josh finally goes back to his damn body.
Right.
Fucking everybody wakes up, y'all. Yeah. Lynn goes back to have her peach schnapps with her.
Lynn goes back to wherever peaceful place she was.
We're drinking her peach schnapps with her husband. Damn it. She was like, listen, honey, I'm finna be right back.
Right.
They calling me, and I can't. This buzz is not. I can't get the buzz because I'm hearing my name. I'll be back, honey. We can finish.
I'll be back before you're done.
We'll finish playing Pinnacle and, drinking our peach schnapps. Give me about 20 minutes. Right. Because I'm pretty sure that's how long it took.
Right.
So, yeah, everybody go back to where they're supposed to go. Mm-hmm. All things are well in the house.
In Can we say that the mom, Josh's mom, has not powers, but
it could be the dad.
No, because she sees dead people, but she's not able to astral project.
Oh,
remember?
You know what?
Because she saw the guy in the elevator.
That's right.
So she sees dead people.
That's right. So the mom clearly has some kind of
clairvoyancy.
Which passed down. Now, when Dalton has kids, Dalton need to make sure that his kids. This is my thing, okay? You got sit your kids down when they're like 5 years old.
They're not gonna remember because he closed that.
You know what? You're right. Right, but listen, it'll come back though because Josh got close too. Until Josh had a son who fell into the whole astral projection getting lost. So Dalton, maybe when Dalton gets older, his kids may do the same thing that he did.
What if that's part 5 about?
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
You know what I'm saying? Where he grows up and he has to deal with something even more sinister.
Which what's her name saw?
Possible.
These are theories, y'all.
These are theories. Well,
theories.
Well, no. Theories. All I know is I don't want to see Hoof dark mole no more. Go away.
Go away.
Go away. So that's part 2, y'all.
Part 2. What else did we miss anything?
I'm pretty sure we missed a lot, but
we did miss a lot. I mean, we missed a couple of things in the middle. We went in order, but we missed a couple of things.
Right.
Because, you need to see the movie.
Go watch the movie. Watch the movie and try to decipher the shit. Because I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I like the way how they
tied together.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yes.
That was good.
Because you got to have a memory. You got to be like, oh, that's what happened.
Right. But I want to say that when I saw part 2, which was 3 years later, I didn't remember part 1.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't remember that's what was happening because it took a while for me to remember
So you didn't rewatch part 1 before going to part 2 to kind of refresh your memory?
Oh, okay. I just went and watched it.
Okay.
But because of that was happening, I was like, Oh, and then when I rewatched part 1, then I was like, oh.
And then I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh.
But yeah, I think that's the gist of part 2. That's the gist of part 2. So, all right. So, what happened was Carl.
What happened was good.
Oh Lord. So what happened was Carl was able to come back with everybody, and he was saying that. What?
Carl was like, fuck y'all. Bitch.
Carl was
like, quesadilla.
She's W talking about when Carl was fighting with the fake Josh. Nigga said quesadilla.
Listen, Carl had a word, like a safe word to let them know, fuck,
That
come
he
and
was in
save me.
danger.
He said, quesadilla. Woo, y'all gotta watch it.
Yeah, I have to watch it.
Anyway.
But what Carl did for Josh and Dalton was removing their ability to transcend to the further.
Is it the knowledge of?
No, I think he suppressed the ability
Okay.
for them to go to the further. And then once that happened, because Josh was like, nobody going nowhere.
Traveling. No more traveling, my nigga. Why you can't travel to somewhere else? Let's go to the islands, damn it. Let's go to the Maldives. You really gotta go into the further, my nigga? Go ahead.
So after that, Josh, he told them to close their eyes. They both closed their eyes, and it went to a white screen, and then it went to a whole different story where the two. So now Elise passed away. She died, but the two partners that she was working with is continuing the not the fight, but just continuing the job.
Yes,
of helping
people who
needs help.
Yeah.
So when they I guess Elise gave them a message to go to this family who was having problems, and when they did, a little girl came out and said, "Oh, who's this lady?" And they were looking like, "What lady?" And it was Elise, but of course Elise is dead and nobody could see her except for the little girl. So Elise goes in and goes to this woman who's in a wheelchair, who was inflicted by something. And so while she was talking to her, she noticed, and she was trying to see what was attached to her. And when that happened, she was looking. The look and the fright of Elise was so scary, and Insidious ended right there.
Right, like what they always like to do.
Right. And of course, 3 and 4 are totally different movies, and that's the franchise, and it's still going because it's going to be a part 5.
It's in part 5. It's still going.
Yeah. So if you stayed this long, I appreciate you, because we never do anything long like this. It's always under 20.
If it's a trilogy, then
it's gonna be long.
Just like we'll be talking soon about The Conjuring.
Right, we gonna tap into The Conjuring.
So it's probably gonna be about the same length. So yes, guys. So that's Insidious 1 and 2.
Yep. If you lasted this long, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening to us. If you have any movies or shows and you wanna let us know to watch it, hit us up on our email at the number 2 drunk drunk sistas sistas@gmail.com. So comment and like us on Insta. Let us know your thoughts on movies that you want us to watch, or shows that you think we should watch and review. So
and if you don't want to comment for the world to see, definitely you can
DM us, baby.
DM or just send us an email. That's it. Let the fingers do the work.
Do the work. Okay.
All right, y'all.